Hi Aries, happy September. I hope you're doing well. Okay, all right guys, you come in with the World card. Boom. So this is about freedom, completion, last dance, relationships, new, old, jobs, careers, moving forward, completion in processes, how you do things, what you do, the things you enjoy. You know, it could be endless. It's the energy though, so it's pretty spectacular, right? And ironically, I pulled an oracle card, and you've got sensuality, right? And it's also a number 21, which breaks down to a 3. Okay, 3 is the bursting out of something. It's a new way of doing something. It's aliveness, right? It's sensuality, sexuality. It's your passion is prayer. It's you're bursting out of something here. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I pray. And that's what I feel you're doing. But I think what you're also doing is internally you're looking at this dance that you do, I think, in any kind of relationship, not just one-on-one romantic partners, but just the dialogue that you've got here. And the sense of wanting to be in a relationship, but also needing freedom. It's finding that balance in there that I think sets you free here. I think, too, what it speaks of is releasing the falsities, the things that, what we don't realize, guys, and the reason I try to point this out is because, you know, passion is prayer. What fills and inflames you? Because if you're not embracing all of that, you're selling yourself short. And that includes sensuality, sexuality, relationships with people. You know, oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't date this kind of person, or I can't marry this kind of person, or I can't take this kind of job. Oh my gosh, what would they think, right? In the back of your mind, that just beats the crap out of you over time. And it's part of your aliveness gets taken away. Right? So that's, I think, what you're trying to bring back here. Okay. So release that. Release any kind of falsities that sit around that. Because I think what happens here, and I have this strong feeling that we're coming into Venus retrograde, right, for 4 months. It's going to go right to the end of the year. It's a pretty long period. But Venus retrograde is not just about the lovey-dovey romantic relationships. It's about, at its core, it's about your self-worth and how you value that, how you see that, and how everything else gets mirrored back through that lens, right? So it's that kind of stuff here. So when we're disconnected from this, we're cut off from that self-love that we're looking for here. And we end up in Lord knows what. Relationships we hate, jobs we hate, places we live that we hate. You know, we're not fulfilled is basically where I'm going with that. So that's what I think you're doing there. I think you're integrating new things into your life. I think you're closing chapters on other things. The World card is a pretty big card. It means, you know, you've been around this bend a few times here. So, I think it's about involvements too, in reference to relationships. Again, things that are under the surface, I feel, come up. Okay, with retrogrades too, what they do is they bring back things. They bring back people, places, things that maybe haven't concluded. Maybe they were just, you know, hit on pause, or they went out in a certain way, and now they're coming back to either continue or to be closed out, you know, in a proper way that clears karma here. Retrogrades are great. This is just a really long Venus retrograde, and it affects you know, we dialogue with people every day. Our internal emotions are part of this too, you know, when we talk, you know, when we listen, the exchange of energy that we have with other people, it all sits around that. So it's a lot bigger deal than people actually think it is. Okay, so you come in with the first week of September, you come in with the 3 of Cups. Okay. The second week, you've got the Two of Wands. Okay. The third week, you've got the Eight of Cups. Okay. And the fourth week, you've got the Page of Cups. Okay. Now, let me break it down per card, and then I'll go over what I think the scenario could possibly be here. Okay. The Three of Cups is about a resolution to a problem. Given that we came in with the World card, it's like, I feel, like I said before, I think you've been around this bend before. Okay. Three of Cups, though, is about celebration. It's about if you've been going through something at work, it's getting over a hump of something. You may not have closed it out completely, but you get over the hump of it. Right? Again, this is retrogrades. If you were up for something, say in the past, it's not a good time to start new things, but it's a time where things that have been started in the past can come back. You know what I mean? Like if you were passed up on a promotion, or you applied for something and didn't get it, or something was owed to you and you feel like you were cut short, that Three of Cups can actually bring that stuff to, it can bring it front and center. It can be, oh, we made a mistake and here is this. Or this person from the past can come up. The Three of Cups is the friend zone card, right? So this could be someone that is in your sphere. It can be someone that comes back around in your work arena, right? Maybe you had an office romance and, you know, it split, or the person left, and now the person can maybe, you know, maybe they were transferred and now they come back to your location. Something like that can happen here too. This card, though, too, is about healing and solace, right? It's about, you know, time with your friends and time apart. It's that three, like I say, it's the bursting out, but it's the where am I going, right? It's the maybe you are in a relationship with someone, or you just met someone, and it's like, okay, I love spending time with this person, right? Which would be like the Two of Cups, but now we've got to go to work. Now we've got to do our own separate things, and now we've got to do this. This is where the trust starts, right? And this is where I think you want to do things differently, right? You want to have that even exchange, that not the latch on. It's kind of like the catch and release. We don't want that. We want to, if that's a pattern here, which it can be sometimes, you know, maybe you want to address that here, or maybe you are with the completion of that, right? Because the World card to me can sometimes be in a relationship kind of read. It's the Last Dance card. Like you might be giving someone else a second chance, because you've got the Two of Wands here, which means someone or something can be coming back around, right? This is kind of what they say where, what is it? The roosters come home to roost now, or things that you've sent out come back, or things like that. But either way, the Three of Cups is a great card. It's kind of what you make it, though. It's either heaven on earth or hell on earth. It's kind of like the three graces, right? So it'll be what you'll make it. How about that? Okay. Now the second week, you've got the Two of Wands, right? I think that's a great card. Again, it's a doorway, right? It's the world is yours. It's just, how am I going to finagle this, right? The Two of Wands, if it's a person too, it can be someone who's a little dominating. And I say that because on your last week, you've got the Page of Cups here. So you may either eat someone alive, or they're coming for you. Not necessarily in a negative way, but if it's a new relationship, you want to enjoy the ride, right? Which is kind of where I put at the beginning of the videos, you know, you taste wine naked, you drink wine with food, meaning you need to know who you are first before you join in your tasty bits here, right? I think you're going after goals here, though, too, and I think that you attain them. I think you're going about it in a different way, though. A more, I think there's courage here in an undertaking maybe that you weren't thinking you wanted to embark on, or I think it's something that might be, you're not able to easily let it go. So it can be an opportunity, like I say, that presents itself and you're not quite sure what to do about it. I would say here that you're being given courage to explore this opportunity, but to plan it in a way that it's kind of a low risk, high reward, right? In other words, if you get an opportunity here for something that comes up, even though this is a retrograde, say someone at your job or approaches you, or, you know, some kind of dynamic here with other people. Someone approaches you, you know, we've got a job, but it's overseas. You know what I mean? If it's going to be something where you're going to have to up and sell your house and you know, you want to measure out here. If you've got nothing to lose, right, I would say then entertain it. If you've got a lot to lose, like uprooting a family, selling a house, doing things like that, I don't think now would be the time to do that. So that's all I'm saying. But that's on you too. These things happen. We do things during retrogrades all the time, except this one is pretty long. And the transits this year have been extremely long and extremely, you know, grueling. So I would say with this one, there's an opportunity here to attain great things, but there's also an opportunity here to miss things, like things not be on your periphery, right? Can be things like that too. All right, now the third week, you've got the 8 of Cups. Okay, that's a great card too, but it's a card that can speak of disappointments here, abandonments of previous plans. That's why I say I think something may come to roost, but you've got to give up something else. And this can be in a relationship, any kind of relationship dynamic, but I feel this dance here with you. And it can be on any front. I think you're trying to do things different, or things are going to be presented to you where you need to approach them differently. Retrogrades, again, I think are blessed times because we really don't need to go looking for the things that we need to critique that kind of just show up at our door, right? So this could be anything. You've got, I want to say in here though, you've got no coins or no swords. You've got wands in here and a shitload of cups, right? The majority, you know, are cups. You've got 3 cups and 1 wand. There's no grounding in here, and there's no, you know, there's no plan. I would say here, the 8 of Cups can be, like I say, it's abandoning something, walking away from something. My suggestion would be, I just keep hearing shyness, and it's funny because we have the Page of Cups on the outbound here. Which is, it could be someone, you know, you come in with the 3 of Cups and you go out with the Page of Cups. This can be the friend zone card where someone actually tells you how they feel about you, you know, and you can be in another relationship, you can be single, this can be something on the work front, like I say, where someone, you know, comes back around, or someone at work that is a friend, or someone that is a friend tells you they have deeper feelings from you. All of this stuff can come up here. But again, you come in with this. So I would say, if you've not been on the dating scene, embrace this. Embrace maybe getting out there. Put an end to like solitude. Go and embrace things. But I would say I feel for you that it's about freedom in relationships. You know what I mean? And it doesn't need to be one or the other. You can have both. It's just, how do you do it? Do you dominate people? Or because when they get too close, it's like, oh, you're infringing on my freedom. Now I won't be able to be free. I can't be in a relationship because I want to be free. In a perfect relationship, not a perfect, any relationship is perfect. Relationships are here to any kind, good, bad, and different. They're all here to help us evolve. Right? So any relationship is showing you something. So if you're finding that, you know, your job suffers when you're in a personal relationship, it's just, you've got to just adjust the sails here a little bit, right? That's what I feel is going on here. I think you have a potential where you've got a friend at the end of the month, someone either comes in to help you with something at work, someone has an offering for you, someone tells you how they feel about you. Either way, I think something or someone is going to approach you, and you're going to have to really think about how you want to handle it. My suggestion to you would be, right, to embrace all of yourself. Embrace the pieces of yourself that you think you shouldn't. Express yourself is all I keep hearing. I don't know who sings that song, but we're back there again, clearly, to the songs. I would say the Page of Cups too can just be, it can reference a reflective time. Maybe you're reflecting on some things. I feel it's a person, though. I really feel like it's a person. It can be someone younger than you. It can be someone you had a rendezvous with before comes back around and really, tells you how they feel. Or you tell someone else. It may be you in this position, right, that you tell someone how you feel. If you're coming in here and you've cut yourself off, in the past, someone may present themselves where you actually get a second go around with this person. Say, the first time around you were in a relationship or something, right? This can come back around where it's someone, it can be an old friend too that you don't see. It doesn't need to be a romantic relationship. But either way, I think that you reconnect with someone or something here, or you're given an opportunity that has come up in the past, and for whatever reason, the timing was off or whatever. I think it comes back to roost now. And I think it would be, you've got no negative cards here. My only suggestion to you would be, because you've got no coins and you've got no swords, so there's no grounding here, right? So you can overcompensate with all of this water and just not think clearly and jump into something that you're like, oh, I kind of missed the fine print, right? It's a great time to, again, you want to keep you can buy really low and sell really high here. But my concern is it's not a time to be purchasing anything like a house or a car or things like that. But it's a great time that, you may find something at like a rummage sale or a marketplace where, someone doesn't know what they're selling. Or with this much here, this much cup energy, I would suggest you not sell things now, you not have flea markets now, because you may regret it later, but you may stumble upon something in passing that someone doesn't know, they're emotionally selling something, and you come upon it and you get something for a significant price. It could be anything here. So I think that this energy is great. I think you've got an awful lot of emotional energy here. And like I say, Venus retrograde is till the end of the year. It goes through the holiday season. And the holiday seasons are emotional to begin with. But I see nothing negative here. You're being asked to really embrace all parts of yourself. There we go. Okay, so I would say go for whatever presents itself if the risk isn't extremely high. That's what I'm going to say here. If something is on your periphery and the risk is a little bit high, go to my website. We can set up a reading, and I'll be more than happy to look at that for you. But I think that, it can be you just changing your dynamic, how you show up. Instead of being maybe dominant, right, with fire, it's more you use the courage part of that. Right? It's kind of the delicate balance. Again, like I say, I come in here where I feel like it's overpowering people to get what you want sometimes, right? And sometimes not even realizing it. That's what these retrogrades point out, like, oh, wow, crap, I didn't realize I did that, right? But it's using, it's using your Mars energy for good and using it for courage and not using it to storm the village, right? Because if this is a new relationship coming in here, I feel it's very different energy. It could be a significant age difference, or it's one person is extremely masculine and one person is extremely feminine, or someone is new to the dating arena. They've been out of the market for a bit, or they've never had a real substantial relationship. But either way, you're being asked, I'm doing this reading for Aries, and you're being asked to embrace your sensuality, right? So that's what I think happens here. So there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. Again, thank you for your patience. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, if you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do anything for you. Okay, thank you so much.